Hello, everybody. I thought I'd do a little interview with one of our volunteers. This is John. I have this interview so that we can find out a little bit about why he volunteers and maybe some of the things that he's discovered about himself while volunteering and maybe gotten out of that. So, John, before that, though, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I moved up here about 4 years ago, my wife and I, to be closer to two of our daughters that live up here. And so we have two of our kids up here and five grandkids. And so we moved up here from Texas and live on Camino Island now.
And I think you heard about Josephine through your church at Camino Chapel, isn't
Right.
it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard somebody talking about it, and I've done volunteer work at a home in Texas, IWF home, and I've always enjoyed working with our older friends, and so I just thought I'd check into it and really liked what I saw here at Josephine. Oh, I just enjoy being with the folks that live there, and I helped a pastor there in Texas at the church that I went to, and we would have a chapel service there for the residents that couldn't get out, and so just enjoyed working with them and getting to know them and learned so much from them. It's just a joy of mine.
Well, we're grateful to have you at Josephine. And it sounds like you're doing a similar type of volunteer work here at Josephine, helping get folks to and from worship services. How long have you been doing it now?
A year and a half, maybe?
About a year and a half.
I think so.
Yeah, and in that year and a half, you've begun to really know some of the residents. You know them by name, and you can greet them by name. Has that been really helpful as a part of the ministry?
For sure. I enjoy that. I enjoy getting to know the folks. Our older friends, they know so much, they've experienced so much, and I just enjoy talking to them and getting to know them and getting to learn a little bit about them and where they came from and history. And like one of our residents is Norwegian, and she speaks Norwegian, so one of my goals this year is to learn a Norwegian word for like maybe one a week.
That's great.
So, but I just really enjoy working with them. It cheers me up more than I'll probably cheer them up. I really enjoy it.
But you know what I really like about your approach, though, is that you are looking at folks with value.
Yes.
You know, with gifts, especially at a time in their lives where that might seem a little bit fuzzy for a lot of the folks that we have here. We have a lot of folks that are suffering,
Yes.
that can't walk anymore, can't see anymore, can't hear anymore.
Yeah.
In a memory care, they can't remember things anymore. And I probably told you this before, that one of the things that I hear about people with memory loss is this phrase that even their loved ones use, that they are only a shell of who they used to be. And that bothers me because I fundamentally don't believe that that's the way that God looks at them.
Yeah.
God still looks at them with value and as God's children. And then so what I appreciate about your outlook and your attitude is that you are following that same way of looking at these folks with value and with goodness. And it's I gotta believe that they not only deserve that, but it's the way that we should see each other.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. And I like to look for a little spark somewhere where I can connect with them. And I like to talk until I can find some ground that I can get connected with them on, even if they have a hard time expressing themselves or whatever. Just look for something that'll make them laugh, or they'll say something that'll make me laugh, and by me laughing, that cheers them up.
Yeah.
So but yes, I guess I grew up my whole time growing up. My grandfather lived with us, and so I just always enjoyed being with him. This has been a lifelong thing for me. So it's something I really enjoy doing and learning from our older citizens like that. And
so there's even a personal connection to your family history.
Yes.
That you bring.
Yeah.
Bring
just
here.
because I've I realized even then that I can learn so much from the things that he used to share with me about the way things used to be. And I don't know, it's always been fun to hear things like that firsthand rather than reading about it, just talking to people about, how was it back in the day, and it's pretty easy to get people talking about where they grew up, how they grew up, even people with a lot of memory loss.
Yeah.
A lot of times they can go back and remember childhood and things like that. So I just really, like I said, just enjoy it.
And I love the way that you put it. Even talking about your grandfather, you said, I can learn so much from him.
Yes.
And that carries in itself this tremendous respect that you have of somebody who may feel like they have nothing to contribute anymore.
Yeah.
But you see that differently. And I gotta believe that that does something to somebody to revive them and to give them life, to hear that God is not done working with them yet, that they still have something to contribute. And it's the same attitude that you carried with the people that have memory loss. You said that you stay with them, looking for a way to connect with them. Some people would just give up too early and not look for those connecting points. And then so it's wonderful that you stay with them long enough to find those connecting points. And that in itself is a sign of respect, because you're looking at them as a person and not as just doing a good deed. So that's wonderful. Yeah, we love that you have taken this on, even from a little mention of Josephine in your pastor's sermon.
Yeah, my ears perked up when I heard about it.
That's wonderful.
And I'll say that I really love this place. I mean, I just, when I walked in and saw everything that's done here, it just blew me away. I like the whole idea of the child care all the way up to the senior care, and all different levels of care. And it's just, it looks to me like God's working here in a very unique way. And I don't even know who all is running it, but I do know that it looks like wherever they've seen a need, they've tried to fill that need in the community, and I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and I think there are some opportunities there as well. Not only are you looking and meeting the needs that are available and around, but somehow that those needs somehow can come together somehow as well. And then so I love it when I work with the children and the elderly together.
Yes.
And they bind with one another, they smile with one another, they hug with one another, and so they pray with one another. It's a wonderful thing.
It is neat.
Yeah. Well, thank you, John. Appreciate your help here and your being a part of this ministry. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.